उसमें लिखा है तो कुछ है
मुझे भी आता है
नहीं ओ अच्छा मेरा ये मैंने लिखना तो सिर्फ मेरा इसलिए मैंने छोड़ दिया मैं तो ये एलसीएम इज इक्वल टू एलसीएम
कुछ नहीं है 7 लास्ट क्वेश्चन को 6 से वाला मुझे दिखा हां बात को स्टार्ट होने वाला है अच्छा तो कौन सा होगा इसका पैटर्न बट अब वो वहां से बात हो रही है सामने पे हाथ पर क्या सफेद समझ नहीं आता
बहुत एनर्जी कर सकते जब समझोगे
तुझे समझ नहीं
मेरा एग्जाम हो गया
और सब नाम मुझे
हां वो इसी को ये पीछे पेपर मेरे को शायद याद नहीं है
सब वो मामा है
हां बस यही है
तो बेटा मामा क्लास में
नहीं आपको मल्टी रख दो और का डिस्कस
अच्छा बट नाम को बात हो
ये पिक्चर बात की ना तो ये बात के आगे नहीं दिया
व्हाट द फर्स्ट देखो मेरे को
ये कोर्स है
कोर्स पे मर जाते भैया
तो दिखता है
तो पढ़ाई
सिर्फ उतना ही लिखना उसके ऊपर का अरे रुक कितना ये आगे नहीं है मैं ऐसे करती मैं नहीं करती
ओके से बोलते आना ऐसे बोलते लुक जी ये कुछ नहीं इसको पावर बोलते अबे जो मैंने सेवन का क्वेश्चन किया क्या वो इसमें अरे लोग मेरे को एग्जाम के बाद समझ नहीं करते पता नहीं था नहीं
उसमें माइनस 3 समझ के चालू
नहीं डिवाइड बाय
माइनस में लिखा था माइनस
ये 16 क्वेश्चन मतलब ये हम डिवाइड माइनस कर ही तो नहीं है हम सब लोग गूगल कॉपी
भाई मैं तो देख के मैंने लिखा ही नहीं मैंने बस देखा ये क्या हो रहा है मैंने किया हुआ है
वहीं पहले किया हुआ है
डिवाइड क्यों करा और राइट करते हो मुझे याद है
आंसर बहुत बड़ा था
मुझे शुरू होता है 2 2 7 हां क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 सपोर्ट नहीं आया हाँ ना इसने तो मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा मैंने कहा
अगर क्वेश्चन पूरा करना ही होगा
मंडे के
चेक करने लेके बता अरे तो बोल देना है जो का एब्सेंट थी
पता है सर को तेरे बाजू बैठाना चाहिए और सब
कंप्लीट करना चाहिए
नहीं अगर एब्सेंट होते तो नहीं करते चलता है
देखा
तूने तो
क्या ये
मैं मंडे को
ये वो चलता तो अरे मेरे क्लियर है वो थोड़ा और ये भी काटते हैं इसके मार्क्स को भी तूने तो याद नहीं किया मैंने क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 तो आइस में नहीं ना जबरदस्ती के पास It's not upset like t-shirt like t-shirt. Last time से डाल दिया हिस्ट्री पर हिस्ट्री पर से डाल दिया क्या नहीं सेकंड I'm sure ये हमारा नहीं है ये बहुत अच्छा है वो हिस्ट्री का होगा इसके ए वो तेरे को नोटबुक में हां खुशहाल अरे वो मुझे लगा मैं तेरा नाम खुशहाल सॉरी खुश चुप मैंने ये पूरा होमवर्क खुद से किया
गलत है ना
नहीं
क्या छाप रही है मैं क्या करेगी
Good evening to you all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes, all of you please stand up. There are people who are missing from here. Those who were absent, those who are present on which day? Wednesday. Please sit down.
Sir, I had informed.
I had informed madam.
Sir, मैंने inform किया था.
Where is our Ritika? She informed. Okay. You got here from which school? Ramshetha. One test paper was the social studies test was there. What happened to this girl? Yeah. Why you are absent? There was? Okay. What is it? What is your name? I forgot your name. Hazel. Hazel, what is it? Leg was hurting, so you did not come. You went to hospital or what? Huh? Hey, can you all hear me? What do you Is it on now? Yes. Hello, Aditya.
Yes, sir.
You're okay now? You're okay now? See, in between, don't miss the lectures this way. If you're missing the lectures, the problem will be there now. And you say, socially, how many chapters are there? 3 chapters. Yeah, chapter name here, sir.
Power sharing, development.
Big chapters. Doesn't know only that chapter.
What's that?
Is this chapter a big chapter? Very power sharing is very small chapter.
Power sharing is only 8 pages.
अच्छा चलिए ठीक है पावर शेयरिंग बाकी तो बता दो अच्छा पावर शेयरिंग छोटा है ना मैं क्वेश्चन पूछती हूँ सब कुछ छोटा आता है
अरे हमारा खत्म नहीं है but just only 8 pages
तो जैसे बोल रहे छोटा है
Come regularly, okay?
इन्फॉर्मेशन देखती है
इसमें पढ़ा नहीं होगा ना
Hey, Krisha. Good. So how was his social exam then? Full mark. 49 out of 40. Look here, now I am telling this way one exams will come. If you are going miss means your class will be missing now. Please come on. Why means what is the problem now? See now you missed 2 days. This way now next week maybe math will be there 3 chapters. Then you will miss other chapters.
No, I didn't
Sit down, sit down. What function was there in your school?
Sir, favorite function is
Which school? You are from which school?
English.
You are from Farewell for whom? You.
For our seniors, but it doesn't.
So you dance?
Yeah, I
Huh? Dance is over or still dance is there?
No,
Over. So you'll ask you to dance here.
no.
Sit down. Homework was there?
Yes,
What was the homework? Huh? 5 questions. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done? One of your boys is absent.
I have a doubt in the last.
Girl who is missing.
But he has viral fever.
She is not coming to school also.
I have no idea.
She is from which school? Alpha. You know, she's not from your regions. Chalo, anyway, let's start the lecture. Okay, so homework was which exercise homework was there?
Homework exercise 1.2.
3, 4, 5, 6.
7.
Which exercise 1 point?
1.2.
1.2. Of classwork is done, completed 1.2. Yes. All questions are done. Okay, what is the doubt? Tell me.
The last question.
Last question. Only last question is done, no? Remaining all done.
Yes, sir.
Ritika, homework is done. Ritika. Huh? Hey, Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Vedant.
Yes, sir.
Can you see the board?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Homework is done.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Okay. All of you are done. You are done the homework.
Yes,
You
sir.
are done. You are done. You will tell I was absent. You will tell I was absent.
But sir, I have a bit 1.3.
So 1.2 also done. Answer. You homework done. You are done. You are done. Yes or no? Ah.
Yes, sir.
You. How about you? Not done. Krisha has done 1.3 also. Why your brother was absent the other day?
Yeah, I didn't give my video.
See? Ah. You mean I'll call your to that classroom and shout at you. I did not come. That is why you.
What is I had the exam, he could have come. He didn't give it this problem.
You should shout at him. Na? He doesn't listen.
I will show that.
He will take you take my name and you shout. He will shout you back. Then both will fight. Problem. Let's read the question. What is the doubt?
Find the greatest number of 6 digits exactly by 24, 15 and 30.
24,
15 and
15, 1, 5, 1, 36. So greatest number of 6 digits. What is the greatest number of 6 digits? 1, 9, 1, 9, 1, 9, 1, 9, 6 nines are there. The greatest number of 6 digits which is exactly divisible by 24, 15 and 36. If it is exactly divisible by this one means it should be exactly divisible by their LCM. Are you followed? So first we will find out LCM of 24. So LCM of this is 24 is what? 8 into 3 now or 2 cube into 3. 15 is how many? 3, 5. And 16, 30, sorry, 36 is 2 square into 3 square. Therefore, what is it? LCM is equal to what? Like 2 cube into 3 square into 5. Everything is 360 is coming. Previously, all question, even time question also 360. 360. 8, 5, 7, 14, and 36. This page is done. What you do means take this number and divide by 360. You know? Yes or no?
Sir, why divide?
Yes or no? I'll tell you what it is. First divide, after that I'll tell you. Okay? Then, so 360 into how much? 2s are. How much? 720. Subtraction, 9 minus 0, 9. 9 minus 2, 7. 9 minus 7, 2. 2, 7, 9. 9. What is it? Anyone divided?
So 7.
7. Okay, 7s are. So 7 zeros are, 7 6 are, 7
2, 5, 2.
5 2 0. Subtract. So I want to get 9. 9 minus 2, 7. 10 minus 2. It's 8. How many 9s are over? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 9. Isn't it? These 3 9s are over. 4th 9 is to come. 5th 9. Yes or no? So how many? Again? 7s are. So how much you'll get? 2, 5, 2, 0. Yes or no? That is 9. Again? 7. And it is coming as 2. Over what? 1, 9, 2, 3. One more 9. Okay. So that is 7 is there. Vedant,
Yes, sir.
did the same thing is
The
coming?
remainder will be 217.
279.
79.
So you got remainder 279. Is it exactly divisible by 2 or 360? No. If exactly divisible means what? Remainder should be
0.
So remain 0. Subtract this one. 9, 9, 9, minus 279. Subtract what we get? 9 minus 9.
9, 720.
7, 9, 9, 9. Do you know now why we are divided? To find out the remainder. Exactly divisible means the remainder should be what? 0. Means 360 should be a factor. How will you find out the factor? Remainder should A is equal to BQ plus R. R should be 0. So we divided. Understood now? Why divided? Why not multiply? Okay, understood. So the what is the least number? 999720. Not least, greatest 6-digit number which is exactly divisible by 20. First is one, right? It is the greatest 6-digit number which is exactly divisible by 24, 15, 36 is same as their LCM. Now find out the LCM, then division and remainder subtract. All of you followed? Okay. I'll remove. Shall I rub it up? Yes, no, somebody. No, people say no. Yes, people say yes. Huh? Done. You have to do these all. How many exercises of the homework you have done, Hazel? Nothing is done. How many exercises you have come to the class?
Yes, second chapter.
I'm asking. No. Rishi, I'm asking she when UT she is come. Which all exercises you are there in UT? 1.1 you are in UT? Yes or no? It's homework exercise you done. Why you keeping petting? Complete now. Otherwise this way pile up things. Okay. And 1.2 also I think nothing homework get done. Why you don't do homework at home? What do you do at home? Lot of school homework is there. Lot of school homework is there. Maths, what is the homework? Nothing. Otherwise, when you going to learn, it's required now. Are you following? You're not talking anything. I speak now. These people are talking now. Speak or you don't talk anyone. You're from which school? You know these all people? You know her name? Anyone from your class is there? You know each other? The way both of you are sitting, we never seen only. How many years you are together? How many years both of you are together in the same class? Don't know. Or before COVID or after COVID? 4 years you people are together. There are also groups are there. My group. That is, don't laugh. Every class is there. Your friend group is different. Her friend group is different. Arshita, who the completed?
Yes, sir.
Sandra, write one question. Find the write the question. Find the smallest 5-digit number. Find the smallest 5-digit number which is exactly divisible by 24, 15 and 36. Smallest 5-digit number which is exactly divisible by 24, same number, 24, 15 and 36. You know how to do it? Or how to do it? Tell me.
Sir, first we will find out the LCM, then we will divide. Yes, then we will divide. After dividing, we will minus.
Which what divide by what?
Divide by the LCM.
With whom?
The number we get LCM, the biggest, sorry, the smallest 5-digit number.
Which is the smallest 5-digit number? Who knows what is the smallest 5-digit number? 1000. 5 digits are the 10,000. 10,000. So first you find out the LCM. So right, the smallest 5-digit number which is exactly divisible by 24, 15 and 36. One is standing order. 24, 15 and 36 is same as the LCM of same as its LCM, same as their LCM. So write the LCM and the smallest 5-digit number divide. Okay. All of it. Yes. You're unusually now.
Yes, sir.
After a long time I'm seeing you. Where were you for 2 years? Sorry, 2 years, like 2 weeks. All of you do the work. Huh? 4 class. 4 class means in a week how many lectures are there? I can talk to your parents. What is happening? When? How many days? Yeah, so the last week only did not come.
I'm late because of school. That's not happening.
When are you be regular to come to the class? These people are telling you where is this man having not saying that.
So when the school allows to do one side car and one side bus.
Okay, when the private now we have trips are over, any other programs are there. No. Even if you are coming this late, you will be regular now. Come now, otherwise what is the point? Come and say, okay.
So not once.
Huh? Done. What's the answer? Division done. Fast. Hello? What's the answer? Why are you looking there? It's just 9720. Right? Do na 10,000 divided by 362 now. That is the calculation. 9720 is absent. 9720 is how many digits? So how many digit number I asked you? How many digit number I asked you? Think and do it. Where is the digit?
Sorry, sir.
Huh?
Yeah.
Chapter 1 is deleted now. Answer, all of you got it? Division when doing, the general talks all will be ready. So 360 divided. So what did you get? 2s are 720. Remainder 0, 8, 280. Okay. Then how much? 7s are how much? 2520. So what did you get? 0, 2 and 8. Opposite. 280, 280. Division is over. Listen here. Now 10,000. So it is not divisible. Look here. So what you have to do? From 10,000, you have to remove how much? 280. When 10,000, if it is remove 280, you will get a 5. No, we will not get a 5-digit number, 4-digit number. It does not mean that the remainder to what? You forgot to be for that. Remainder adding it will be divisible. Listen here. 72. You divide by 7. Darshan divide 72 by 7. 7 ones are 7. Remainder 2, 0, 2, 0. Is it or not? Then remainder is 2. Yes or no? So if you subtract 72 minus 2 is how much? 70. So divisible by 70 is divisible by 70 is divisible by 70 is divisible by 7. If you are adding 2, it will be divisible by 7. Then what you are telling remainder add? My dear, remainder adding it will not be divisible. Don't think that one.
Sir, answer is
4720. Listen now. Understood or not? If you are adding, did you follow what I am telling? Remainder cannot be added. Understood? Now listen what is to be done. Now, so subtracting means it is divisible. Now, then what you have to do? Plus. Your what we have discussed now for your case now. Why you are talking with? Plus 360. Are you followed? When you subtract 10,000 minus 280, which digit number you will get? 4-digit number. So you have to make it a 5-digit number. You have to keep on adding. But look here now. This one, if it is 100 divided by 7. So what will you get? 14 will come 98. Sorry, 98. This is remainder 2. So 100 minus 2 is how much? 98. So what will be the next number divisible by? 98 plus 7. If it is 98 is divisible by 7, what is the next number divisible? Keep on add plus 7. That is equal to how much? 105 plus 7 divisible. Are you following or not? Divisibility. If it is 30 is divisible by 3. What is the next number divisible by 3? Plus 3. Then plus 3. Keep on adding that divisor. You will be getting the numbers which are divisible. Understood or not?
yes.
So first you will subtract the 280. Therefore you will get the number which is divisible by 360. Then since we need a 5-digit number, since 10,000 minus 280 will come as a 4-digit number, add 160. Are you followed now?
Yes, sir.
So to add this one, you can simplify this one. 10,000. 50. What 50 is coming? She is telling. From where you got 10,000 and 50, 10,000. What is it? What is the relation? Is 5080 since long time? She is telling. How did you get the 5080? Tell me, how did you get? What did you do and get 5080? Krishna. First subtracted. Okay, 10,000 minus 280 is how much?
Sir,
5,000. Tell me, what did you get? 10,000 minus 280.
4720.
10,000 minus 280 is 4,000. That is 9,000. No, you made mistake over there. And 10,000 then subtracting it is coming out 9,000. How much is subtracted and we got? 9,720. Plus 360. I just subtracted that. Still you will not get in subtraction.
No, I get it.
Should I subtract and show? Risha. Should I subtract and show?
Sorry, sir. No, I got it.
Okay. Done. Okay, so this is the one. So that exercise is done. Now look here. Next part. So we are done the completed 2 exercise. Now all of you listen here. Close the volume and listen. We are going to the next part. It is called irrational numbers. Proofs are important. Proof will be coming. If Euclid division lemma, if not there, means these irrational number parts are always compulsory questions are there. All of you listen carefully now. Irrational numbers. You know what are irrational numbers, Darshan?
Numbers that are recurring, non-recurring.
Recurring, non-recurring. What are irrational numbers?
The first is that non-recurring and non-recurring.
Non-recurring, non-repeating numbers are called irrational numbers. Numbers which are not rational are called irrational numbers. Numbers which cannot be. This all you wrote in the book or not?
Yes, sir.
Did you write? Yes, sir. We wrote, but we don't know. Numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q are called irrational numbers. Remember, 2 to 3 things. These are common things. Always keep in mind. What are irrational numbers? Numbers are not rational, or numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q, or non-terminating, non-recurring numbers. If it is terminating decimal, which type of number? Rational number. If it is non-terminating recurring number, rational number. If non-terminating, non-recurring number, irrational number. So we are going to talk about irrational numbers. Over here for the irrational numbers, the first part is we are going to prove that they are irrational. Are you listening, Vedant? Okay, proving what is going on? Still writing the things. Arshita, still you are not getting any answer. You completed that question. Yes or no? Speak. Huh? What you have not completed? I've written over there. Then what? 10,080, right? 10080. Written. Remaining later you can do it. Okay now. Now when if you're not finished, you should open your close your this one and I'm looking around there right now. So you are not completed, not followed. Speak. Then only I'll come to know. No? Okay, so now look here. So we are going to prove first thing is some irrational numbers. Root 2 is an irrational number. Yes or no? Because all the perfect squares whose roots are irrational numbers. Root 3 is irrational number. Root 5 is a rational number. Root 4 rational, because root 4 is equal to 2. So first thing is you need to learn the proof of irrational numbers. Okay, that is the first thing we are going to prove. This proof is done by all of you. Close the volume and listen now. Okay. Huh? What happened? You want to tell something? Now listen.
I was asking, what is the smallest irrational?
Small, there is no, you cannot find out the small. Do you know what is smallest rational number? Rational.
It can be anything.
Okay, don't write anything, we cannot find out. Okay, you cannot only in natural numbers, smallest you can find out 1. Whole numbers, smallest is 0. Nothing else smallest and greatest you can find out. Integers, what is the smallest one? Don't know. Positive integers means natural number smallest. Rational and irrational, between any two irrational numbers, there are infinite irrational numbers. Negative side is going, positive side, where now smallest. Irrational also, there is no smallest, greatest. Understood? Now, even if you are telling me starting from 1, if a rational 1 is a rational number, then can you tell me which is the next rational number? 1 point? 1 point? Then 1 point and we don't know. So we cannot, a million and all down, we don't know what is the next number. What is the reason? Reason is what? Between any two rational number, there are infinite. Whichever you say in between, you can find out. Okay, that is it. Chalo. Now, we are going to prove that irrational numbers, root 2 irrational, root 3 irrational, root 5 irrational. This proof is done by contradiction. Do you know what is the meaning of contradiction?
Yes.
Yes, who said yes? Yes, what is the meaning of contradiction?
Sir, first we.
What is the meaning of contradiction?
We are proved wrong. Our assumption is wrong.
Our assumption is wrong. What is the meaning of contradiction? Whatever you tell, it's opposite. I tell today is Friday. Krisha is telling today is not Friday. It's called contradiction, opposite. Okay, disagreeing, opposite, just opposite. If I tell today is Friday, he also tell us it's today is Friday. So we agree that it is not contradiction. Understood or not? Or if I tell 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, she says yes, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So we are agreeing. She says no, 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. So it is opposite, contradicting. Understood now? So this contradiction proof means whatever you need to prove, we take its opposite. Like, I need to prove root 3 irrational. We assume that root 3 is not irrational. Means with numbers which are not irrational are called which type of rational. Are you followed? Then we check the steps and all. After that, we will come to know something. We come to know there is some mismatch will come. Then why that mismatch has come? Because of the wrong assumption. That is the way to do it. Over there, listen. If so first statement we will write it as, no need to write, listen. Let us assume that root 3 is rational. If root 3 is rational, we write root 3 is equal to P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. Listen, at the end I will ask you people to prove over here. No need to write anything, just listen only. Whatever steps not followed, you tell me. Okay, all of you. So, what is the first statement I said? Let us assume that root 3 is rational. Therefore, root 3 is equal to P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. This much all of you followed? Now, if P and Q, that is the next statement I am going to write. Whenever writing statement not in paragraph, after that in the next line, next line, next line. Not that here starting the statement. Maths will be writing till here means after the next line, like that always write. If P and Q have common factor other than 1, then we can cut now. Like if it was 3 by 6, we can cut and we can write as 1 by 2. Like that. If the P and Q have common factor other than 1, then we can express, we simplify, and we will get root 3 is equal to A by B, where A and B are co-prime. You know what I mean by co-prime? We already discussed only co-prime. What are co-prime?
So the HCF is 1.
HCF is 1. Now common factor is 1. Co-prime and twin prime we discussed already. So root 3 is equal to A by B, where A and B are followed. Okay, so this is the one. So now what do you do? Cross multiply. When you cross multiply, what do you get? Root 3B is equal to A. These which steps are followed? Okay, wherever not followed, tell me. Now we will square on both sides. Squaring both sides, we get square of root 3 is how much? 3. Square of B is what? B square is equal to 3 square is equal to A square. Till here, anyone need an explanation? Any step is not followed or it's confusing, tell me, I'll explain again. No problem.
Sir, why we take A by
If A by B means if P and Q have some common, like I showed this one, suppose it is 4 by 6. So, common factor is there, cut it, which is equal to how much? This is P by Q, this is A by B. Sometimes it is P by Q, it is 2 by 3, then A by Q also 2 by 3. That's all. Understood now? That's an additional step we are writing as because the proof when you write that's the way to write. Understood now?
Yes, sir.
Any other problems? Now see, we wrote 3B square is equal to A square after squaring. That means A square is a multiple of A square is a multiple of 3. Yes or no? So 3 into something A square is equal to 3. That we will write 3 divides A square. It's what is the meaning of 3 divides A square? A square is a multiple of 3. Understood now? What happened? Look here. What do you mean by multiple? Squaring both sides, I got no. This is for.
You said that
So you know A square is a multiple of 3. If I write A is equal to 5 into 7, means A is a multiple of 5. Forget about 7. Or A is a multiple of 7. If A is a multiple of 10, what is the meaning of A is a multiple of 10? A can reduce 10 into some number, some integer. Understood or not? If A is a multiple of 20 means what is the meaning? A can reduce 20 into some number. Are you followed now, Ritika? So that means here it is a square is a multiple of 3. That we write as 3 divides a square. Means a square. Okay, understood? A square is divisible by 3. Followed. Now the theorem says whenever 3 divides a square, 3 will divide a also. Okay, that is a theorem. That is a theorem is there. So therefore 3 divides what? A. Okay, so what is the meaning? How what is the form means? Right. If I take 15 square, 3 divides 15 square. Is it that? Therefore 3 divides 15 also. Any number take 6 square. 3 divides or 2 divides 6 square. Therefore 2 divides 6. 10 square. 5 divides 10 square. Therefore 5 divides 10. Are you followed? For example, you wanted to see. If I take 3 square, 2 does not divide 3 square, therefore 2 does not divide 3 also. Understood? That is all. So whichever divides, that is it. So this is 3 divides A. 3 divides A means A is a multiple of 3. If A is a multiple of 3, what you can write? Therefore A can be written as 3 times some number there. 3 times C. 3C. Where C is integer. If confusing, immediately tell I will repeat again. Are you followed? How did you get? A 3 divides A square. 3 divides A square means its meaning is A is a multiple of 3. So I wrote A is equal to 3. This also followed all of you?
Yes.
Now I am going to substitute this in equation 1.
Sir, can I explain the last part again?
This you have followed?
Yes, sir.
Is sure?
Yes, sir.
What is written now here?
3 divides it.
So what is the meaning of 3 divides A? A is a multiple of 3. A is a multiple of 3. What is the meaning of A is a multiple of 3? A is equal to 3 into some integer. That's some integer. I wrote a C. Just like C is actually. If you want to write instead of C, D or something, you can write just. Now we are going to substitute in equation 1. Instead of A, what I am going to write? 3C. Therefore, what will you get? 3B square is equal to 3C the whole square. Have you followed all of you?
Yes.
What I did? Instead of A, I wrote as this one. Okay, then that is same as 3B square is equal to how much you will get? 9C square. I can cancel 3 from both sides.
Yes.
So what will you get? B square is equal to 3C square. So what we can conclude, Darshan? What you can conclude, Darshan? Not listening.
C is
3. No?
B is a multiple of C.
So that B is a multiple of C. No.
B is
So 3 divides same statement. No, look here. It's a similar form. 3 divides B square. Therefore 3 divides B. Here and here, the reason of the statement you have to write the theorem. If P divides A square, then P divides A also. That is a property. Okay. Are you followed till here? Any of the step not followed? Tell me. Followed or not? Arush. Okay now. This much 1, 2, 3. Followed. Arshita. She is on quietly sitting quietly. Are tell speak loudly. Not till now. Risha. No. This one. Now read what is written over there. Hazel, what is written equation 2? What is equation 3? That means 3 divides both A and B. So what do you write? From 2 and 3. What we get? 3 divides what? Both A and B. A and B. But A and B are co-prime. Possible or not? Co-prime means what is the common factor? 1. Here we are getting 3 is a common factor. That means something. So that means so wrong now. One side you wrote 3 divides A and B, but it is by assumption 3 A and B are co-prime. This is a contradiction. Understood or not? One step you wrote 3 A and B are co-prime. Here above you are writing no A and B are not co-prime. That is a contradiction. From where the contradiction has come? Because of the wrong assumption. What is the assumption? Root 3 is rational. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Hence, what we conclude? Root 3 is irrational. Are you followed? Sure. I'll go and sit to your place and you will come and prove. I'll erase everything. Any of the steps not followed, tell fast now. Important proof. Comes in the question comes to our exam, how many marks you know? Either it is 3 marks or 4 marks. Oh my God. Mark 1. If 4 mark teacher is giving you, tell no, I don't want 4 mark, I'll take 3 mark only, Krisha. Here, if it is 2 mark, you don't take 2 mark. 3 mark given 3, 4 mark given 4. Why you are telling? Oh, may not be 4 mark. If it is given, take it now. Why you don't want to listen? Okay, you take 3 marks. That's not to listen. Followed all of you?
Yes.
Any of the steps you required? Or if anyone feels, sir, once again explain to me, I will explain. No problem. Bit confusing or whatever is, tell fast. Don't think and sit. Asita, you wanted an explanation again. See, when I asked her, she will tell us. Till now, she will not. Then before I asking, I will know that every time I'll ask you. Before that, sir, I want to tell now what is the last part. Hey, sir, you followed everything. You can explain everything. Yes or no? If I erase, you can explain. Speak now, don't worry. You're scared of anyone? Speak now. Tell. Huh? You can do. If I erase, maybe you said. So if I erase, no. If without erasing, you can tell. If you see looking at the steps, you can explain. That also maybe. Where is the confusion? Tell now. Overall confusion. Arush. So, once again, Ritika got a confusion. Then what? Okay, so let's do one. Yeah. All right, look here. So, this is the one. Let's do one thing. If it is this one, here, what is it? What is the question was there? Root 3 is? What is the question? Root 3 is irrational. Same way you will get root 2 is irrational. Root 5 is irrational. You know what you have to do? Instead of 3, what you have to do? Right, if it is root 5 means replace as 5. Everywhere, wherever is coming 3, write it as 5. So, okay, or root 7 is irrational, replace 3 as 7. That's all. All steps will remain same only. Okay now. So let's do one question about not to prove that. Right first, prove that. Or close the volume. No need to see the volume. I'll tell you. So prove that root 5 is irrational. Prove that root 5 is irrational. Okay, solution right. Basic steps are there. Let us assume to the contrary. Let us assume to the contrary that root 5 is rational. Let us assume to the contrary that root 5 is rational. Therefore, root 5 is equal to P by Q. Root 5 is equal to P by Q. Where, right? What is P and Q? Where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. The P and Q are integers, Q not equal to 0. Written?
Yes.
And Q not, what did I say? So Q not equal to 0. Q not equal to 0. P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. Next line, if P and Q have common factors other than 1, if P and Q have common factors other than 1, did you write, Krisha? If P and Q have common factors other than 1, then we reduce it So that in the next line, root 5 is equal to a by b, where a and b are co-prime, not prime numbers. If p and q have common factors other than 1, then we reduce, so that next line, root 5 is equal to a by b, a and b are co-prime. Next line, root 5b is equal to root 5 is equal to a by b, you wrote now. Till where you wrote? A and b are co-prime. The next step, root 5b is equal to a. Written. Squaring both sides. Squaring both sides. We get, don't write SPS and all. Squaring both sides, we get 5 with this one. 5b squared. Look at the book board also. Equation 1. Therefore, 5 divides a square. 5 divides a square. Written. Next step. Therefore, 5 divides a. Equation 2, you have to write the reason. What is the reason? If p divides a square, then p divides a. If p divides a square, then p divides a. Ashita wrote. P divides a square, p divides a. Equation 2, all of you wrote?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, a is equal to 5c, comma c is an integer. A is equal to 5c, c is an integer. Now, substituting in equation 1, we get. Substituting in equation 1, we get. Substitute. Remaining steps as it is only. Check the steps.
These steps are common for all.
Yes. Root 2, root 3, root 5. Okay, these type of question. Prove root 5 is irrational, root 2 is irrational, root 3 is rational, all of them same steps.
And if we get by
That I'll tell you now. This one this year followed now.
yes.
Remaining but I'll tell you. Completed till here equation 3. Then from 1, 2 and 3, 5 divides both A and B. From 2 and 3, 5 divides both A and B. But A and B are co-prime. A and B are co-prime. From 2 and 3, 5 divides both A and B. But A and B are co-prime. Next line, right? Which is a contradiction? Which is a contradiction? Harshita, till where you wrote? She's looking here and there. Right? Tell now. Direct, because both the statements written now. See, one side you wrote 5 divides both A and B. Both A and B are co-prime you wrote. So that means which is a contradiction. Written which is a contradiction. Below right. This contradiction has arrived from the wrong assumption. This contradiction has arrived from the wrong assumption. Okay, means assumption is wrong, you wrote now. Hence we conclude that. Root 5 is One prove that root 5 is what number? Irrational. Root 5 is irrational number. All of you wrote? Followed? Next class I will ask you people to write.
Yes, sir.
Learn and come. Compulsory. Otherwise I will give punishment for all of you. Okay. Now, so this is the one. If question is root 5 is irrational, same thing. Or root 7 is irrational, same thing. Root 3 is irrational, same thing. Root 2 is irrational, same thing. Below write one property. Property. Completed all of you? Below write one property. Sum. Written property. Sum. SUM. Okay, subtraction. Subtraction. Difference also you could have written. Multiplication. And division. And division. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Written of one rational and another irrational. Irrational is always irrational. Always irrational. Written. Are you followed?
Yes, sir.
Means if I written all of you. So once again, I 9th standard lot of things we study. Same thing we are studying now. Look, if it is doing 3 and root 5, 3 plus root 5, what type of number? Irrational. 3 minus root 5, irrational. 3 into root 5, and 3 divided by root 5, irrational. Again, so one is rational, another one is irrational. Okay. Now one more thing. What is 3 plus root 5 is equal to? Answer, simplify and tell me. 3. 9. 3 root 5 is equal to 3 root 5. True or false?
False.
Root 5 plus root 3 is equal to root 8. True or false?
False.
Wrong. Wrong. Remember, you cannot do this all. Okay. Remember, that is why I am showing. Okay, 3 plus root 5 cannot be simplified. Root 5 plus root 3 cannot be simplified. If it is root 5 into root 3, how much? Root 15. This you can do it.
But sir, if we know that irrational plus irrational, it will give me irrational.
Who said?
This contradiction.
Who said irrational plus irrational is irrational?
Irrational plus rational.
Ah.
Will be irrational.
What she said?
What?
Are you tell now?
A rational plus irrational will be irrational number.
So,
Sorry, so,
wait now, let one of you tell now.
so why are we doing this contradiction and all? We can directly write
What?
irrational plus rational is irrational. No, it's already written that both are true.
Are you are asked to prove root 5 is irrational now?
This is the property that we know. So
How do you know it's a property?
You only know this is a property.
After proving this only you got the property now. So if you prove Pythagoras theorem, you write by Pythagoras theorem, you got it. Can you write? Prove Pythagoras theorem. We know that by Pythagoras theorem, a square plus b square equal to c square. Can you write that way? After proving Pythagoras theorem, you can apply that property. Yes or no? Or prove sum of the angle. Last year we studied angle sum property studied now. What is the angle sum property? Sum of the angles is equal to 180 degree. No, we know that a plus b plus c is 180 degree. Hence proof. Can you write that way? Understood? This is the proof of a number how we are proving irrational. After proving that one, we are telling us 3 plus root 5 is which type of number? Irrational number. Why? Because root 5 is irrational. Are you following the difference? Okay. So this is something. Are you following, Ritika? Your problem solved? Yes or no?
Yes,
Or still confusion? You have problem solved? Why? Because that was not done out here. Why did you write 3 root 5, Krishna? So that is a mistake. So remember that. Now look here. Next is, this property is not true for when two numbers are irrational. Are you followed? Right? The above example I'll give. Right, first you write. The above property is not true for. The above property is not true for when two numbers are irrational. Are you followed? Means. Not true for when two numbers are irrational. Written all of you. Now look here. An example I'll share. This is which type of number? This is which type of number? Irrational. Add both of them. Cut now. So much? 10 become rational. But it is not always like that. If I write root 5 and root 3. So what is it? Root 5 plus root 3 is which type of number? Irrational number. So property is not true for always. Sometimes it's true, so you cannot use as a property. Is it clear? Yes. All right. So from homework, what I said, you have to learn this one. Hello, okay. Next class, all of you please come on that.
Coordinator